From the first spark of fire to the splitting of the atom, humanity has always been a species of toolmakers. Each breakthrough, each new invention has completely reshaped our world. But here's the catch. Our ethics have always played catch-up. We invent first and ask questions later. And now we're standing on the brink of our greatest invention yet, artificial intelligence. But this time, the line between a simple tool and a thinking entity is blurring faster than we ever imagined. What happens when our tools start to think for themselves? What happens when they become more intelligent than us? This isn't science fiction anymore. This is the reality we are building right now, line by line of code. Think about it. We're creating systems that can learn, adapt, and make decisions on their own. We're teaching them to see, to listen, to understand language. From the algorithms that recommend your next movie to the complex models predicting stock market trends, AI is already deeply woven into the fabric of our lives. But we're moving beyond simple recommendation engines. We're heading towards artificial general intelligence, or a GIA form of AI, that could, in theory, perform any intellectual task that a human being can. The question is no longer if we will create such an intelligence, but when and more importantly, how What values will we embed into these new minds? Whose values will they be? This is the core of the ethical AI debate. It's about navigating the future of consciousness and, crucially, control. Because throughout history, one truth has remained constant. Control equals power. And power has a funny way of rewriting the rules, rewriting history, and redefining what's right and wrong. When we talk about the power of AI, we're talking about something unprecedented. Imagine an intelligence that can process information millions of times faster than a human brain. An intelligence that never sleeps, never gets tired, and has access to the entirety of human knowledge. The entity that controls this technology will hold an unimaginable advantage. They could predict market crashes, win any military conflict, and influence public opinion on a global scale with terrifying precision. This concentration of power is one of the biggest risks we face. Who gets to wield it? A handful of tech companies in Silicon Valley, a single government, an anonymous group of developers. The potential for misuse is staggering. We could see the rise of surveillance states that make George Orwell's 1984 look like a children's book. We could see autonomous weapons systems making life or death decisions on the battlefield without any human oversight. We could see social credit systems that reward conformity and punish dissent, all managed by an unfeeling, perfectly efficient algorithm. And let's not forget the biases. AI learns from the data we give it. And our data, the vast digital footprint of humanity, is riddled with our own biases, our prejudices, and our historical injustices. If we're not careful, we won't just replicate these biases in our AI systems. We'll amplify them. We'll create a new automated form of discrimination that is harder to see, harder to challenge, and far more pervasive. An AI trained on biased historical data might unfairly deny loans, job opportunities, or even medical care to certain groups of people, all under the guise of objective, data-driven decision-making. We could accidentally build a world that is structurally, mathematically, and permanently unfair. These are the dystopian scenarios, the futures we must actively work to avoid. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, even a little scared, and that's a rational response to the scale of the challenge. But there's another side to this story, a much more hopeful one, because if we get this right, if we can build AI that is truly ethical, the benefits could be just as monumental as the risks. Imagine an AI dedicated to solving humanity's biggest problems. An ethical AI could analyze complex systems and find solutions that have eluded us for centuries. It could help us eliminate disease by modeling proteins and discovering new drugs at a breathtaking pace. We're already seeing this with things like AlphaFold, which is revolutionizing biology. An ethical AI could optimize our global supply chains, eliminating waste and ending scarcity. It could make food, water, and energy abundant and accessible for everyone on the planet. Think about justice. An ethical AI truly free from human bias could help us create a fairer legal system. It could review evidence impartially, identify inconsistencies, and ensure that justice is blind, not just in name, but in practice. In education, it could provide a personalized tutor for every child on Earth, adapting to their learning style and helping them reach their full potential, regardless of their background or where they live. And what about our own biases? An ethical AI could act as a mirror, showing us the hidden prejudices in our own thinking and in our societies. It could help us identify and dismantle systemic discrimination, leading to a more equitable and inclusive world. The potential is there to not just avoid creating a worse world, but to build a vastly better one. A world without poverty, without disease, and without the injustices that have plagued us for millennia. This utopian vision is just as possible as the dystopian one. The future is not yet written. The outcome depends entirely on the choices we make today. So, what do we do? How do we steer this ship towards the better future? The first step is transparency. We need to be able to look inside the black box of AI. We need to understand how these systems are making their decisions. This is a huge technical challenge, but it's essential for accountability. If an AI makes a harmful decision, we need to know why. The second step is collaboration. This can't be left to a few engineers in a lab. We need philosophers, sociologists, lawyers, artists, and everyday citizens involved in the conversation. We need a global dialogue about what values we want our AI to have. This is a conversation about the future of humanity, and everyone needs a seat at the table. Finally, we need robust regulation and oversight. We need to establish clear rules of the road for AI development and deployment. We need international agreements to prevent a race to the bottom where safety and ethics are sacrificed for a competitive edge. This is similar to how we VA approached nuclear technology with global treaties and inspection regimes to ensure its safe and peaceful use. We are at a crossroads in human history. The decisions we make in the next few years about artificial intelligence will define the future of our species for generations to come. Will we create a tool of unprecedented oppression or a partner in building a better world? Will we cede control and allow power to corrupt? Or will we consciously and carefully embed our highest ideals, fairness, compassion, and justice into the code of our new creations? The path forward is difficult, and the stakes have never been higher. But for the first time in history, we have the opportunity to design our successors, to pass on the torch of consciousness, not to a biological heir, but to an intellectual one. Let's make sure we build something we can be proud of, something that reflects the best of us, not the worst. The future is coming, and it's up to all of us to decide what it looks like. Thanks for watching. What are your biggest hopes or fears about AI? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this thought-provoking, please like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into the technologies shaping our world. See you next time.